Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. So begin the words of the lyrics to the Sound of Silence, a song by Simon and Garfunkel from the 60s. Yes, I'm showing my age. Welcome to Morning Love, your daily dose of love, hope, and encouragement from here at Buckwheat Farms, Magic Emporium and Ballroom. Today, I want to talk about the darkness and the necessity for the darkness. You know, darkness is one of those things that we're often afraid of. Kids, want to sleep with the night light on because darkness is where all the creepy things come out, right? All the things you don't know, the things that bump in the shadows. And so we get fearful of that. But, and I think that's a learned thing. Because actually in the darkness, and believe me, now that you've entered into this path, if you've started exploring in any way yourself, and you've started moving into the purpose that you have and the desires that you have, one of those things that will happen is darkness. Because darkness, far from being this punitive, terrifying place, is actually the place of creation. Look at, if you hold to the Bible, either from a Jewish or a Christian background, you know the Genesis account, that the earth was formless and void. Well, those words are tohu and bohu. It's darkness. It's chaos. It's an energy. And the interesting thing is that physics now shows that that's exactly what black holes are, is actually a dark energy. They've been, and again, there are enough videos out there you can check on the latest discoveries on what they're finding. In fact, I'll try to post maybe something in my comments there. There's an interesting link to a series that I've been watching about this. But the black hole, far from being this terrible place of destruction, is actually a place of creation. And so it is with us. You started walking this path, and you found this path, and all of a sudden you find yourself confronted with these dark places within you, the dark night of the soul, as we call it. And this is part of the path work, because this is where the creation happens. This is where you face up to the realities of who and what you truly are, and also where you see the determination to get through it. I joke around all the time with my wife about the only reason I'm here is because I outswam all the others. If you know anything about physiology, you understand what I'm talking about. But it's interesting because where did we immediately go to? We went to a place of darkness. You impregnate your idea by writing the vision. Immediately you go to a place of darkness for that vision to be truly formed. And here's where you, again, when I talked about a couple of episodes ago about going through the chopped kitchen where you can pick up all your ingredients, and that's in the darkness is where that happens, because you begin to see what's truly you and what's not you. And it separates the true you from the not you. And too often, in this time of darkness, we seek false illumination, from outside of us. And it's okay to walk in another's illumination for a short period of time, but eventually your own light has to be shine through. And that is ultimately the purpose for the darkness, that within you, in that darkness, that you reach a place. And it's interesting because in my workings, in my craft, in charging sigils, one of the things that I use is an exercise called Light from the Darkness, where I take and I imagine all the light having been drained from. Basically, I create in my mind a black hole where there's no light. There's just the absence of light. And then within that light, in my mind, in that darkness in my mind, in that absolute darkness, I create the light in my mind. And there's something about the power of that mental imagery that charges my work. And because that is the essence of creation. So when we find ourselves in the darkness, and you will, over and over again, it's, you know, darkness, evening and morning. It's the cycle of creation. You'll find yourself going through darkness and light, and darkness and light. But when you're in the darkness, start embracing the darkness and say, this is the place of creation. Start looking around while you're in the darkness and seeing what the building materials are, what the spices are that you want to add to what is you. Because the light's where things are celebrated, but it's the darkness where they're made. It's the darkness where you're truly forged. And you need the darkness so that your true light can shine, not someone else's light, your genuine light. Because the world needs your light. I need your light. You need my light. Namaste.